huge lead early on, and then Enigma 6 were fighting from the back foot for the rest of the game. Allegiance right now in this series, they've been letting Optic Gaming set the tone. They've been giving Optic Gaming the lead, and then for the most part, they're having to try to find a way to claw back into things. Well, guess what? Optic Gaming are not a team that let that happen easily. Chris, as you're saying, they need to set the tone, and I couldn't agree more.
Jack, you mentioned the ERAD. You watched everything in London. The European team's not afraid to explore new weapons, try out new things. Are there any SMGs coming into play, in your opinion, here?
You could absolutely see it, but right now I haven't spotted anything in this warm-up to this map as we swap through the players. Off the break, we are watching Allegiance. This could be the final map of this series. Let's see if they can claw back into things, and what do we see in the kill feed for the first kill? It's Karma with the ERAD.
Submachine guns are not dead. They are back in the new meta after the OSA was removed. We have seen a bit of diversity so far. PD dropping 41 kills with an ERAD is the score to beat, and already Karma's going to open up with 3, almost a 4th kill in your first 30 seconds.
And you're seeing the strengths of the submachine gun after the recent buffs. This is the exact lane I talked about for Optic that they're going to want to push. There's the first score for OG as they're now up 1-0. And as you said, Chris, this is not the start you wanted to see for Allegiance.
And the worst part here, if you're Allegiance, is not only did Optic just score on you, Formal picked up a double and was looking for a third. The drone back in Optic's hands, but now that Formal is out, they can't move it. As I say that, Scump's like, I'll just kill the other 3. We're fine, move it up right behind me. I'll be your lead blocker. He's gonna be pushing forward. Takes out Remy, looking for more. The score comes in. It's just a 1-pointer, though, so still manageable for Allegiance. They have to get control of the map, though. So far, Optic's running all over him.
Yeah, you can see Simple was trying to do that. He was just trying to get himself to a lane that he knew would be clear to potentially get some positioning. So far, it looks like it's working out for the moment. Crimsix now, though, with the submachine gun. Sinful's last alive. He gets wiped out. OG commanding the map. They'll go for another throw, now 3-0. This time, though, a little bit different from the rest. You've got Karma pushed all the way up into Allegiance's base. Look at the minimap. Allegiance, all the kills they're getting are in their own spawn, which is just not a recipe for success in a game mode like Up.
That's not how you score.
No. It's not.
Gotta get the kills kind of in the sub bay, then you're gonna want to push them outside a little bit, and then in Optic space eventually. For now, though, it looks like the kills will be traded for the first time. The drone is in the hands of Allegiance. And now they have an opportunity for a dunk. A single dunk here makes this a 1-point game. Royalty with a 3. Karma takes him out, but not in time to stop the score. It is now 1-3. Optic still in control.
Beautiful stuff from Royalty. That's an example of where typically you want to play for a second wave of kills before you go for that dunk, or you could just have one man do it all for your team, as that will give Allegiance an opportunity to get a point on the board. But what have we seen from OG so far this entire game? Once they get a couple kills inside Robo Bay, they grab the drone, move it towards that area of the map. This time around, though, might have been a little bit too overzealous, as Allegiance already had a pressure there, and now Optic Gaming are having to try to defend from their base. It does look like they will do it for the moment.
And I have to give credit to Royalty. He is the only reason this is not a 5-1 game. 3 of his teammates were killed. He picked up 2 kills on the flank, stopped Optic from moving up that objective. So big play keeps this one tight. We're still in the first half. 2 minutes still to go, and that is going to be 4 kills. Unfortunately, one of them was on Scump, but that leaves just 1 defender. Everyone coming off spawn, not in time. Dunk goes in, 5-1 game.
And you saw that's the ERAD now from range. That extra aim assist that comes into play, it was a buff that just came in from Infinity Ward. Great stuff from them to now bring that submachine gun back into the meta. Absolutely has a use, but it's more situational, which I really do like. Right now in the hands of Karma and Crimsix, it is absolutely shredding.
Royalty looked at that drone, immediately looked away. He's going to go for the kills here. Sin looks for the spawn trap, not going to happen. 2 players escape to the right. Karma peeks back out, takes out Sin. Meanwhile, though, Remy inside, causing some problems. Takes out Crim, but it's Formal. Gonna stop the progression. No moves on the objective here for Allegiance. It looks like they're getting half of the setups they're hoping to lock in.
Well, exactly. They want to get towards that Robo Bay, but the issue is that they need to get one more wave of kills to force Optic to spawn out towards that back blue area near that cliff. So far, they haven't. And Optic Gaming, one of the best teams in the game at obviously team shotting and holding off their base and keeping the score low for the enemy team. And you've seen that so far through this entire game. Here, Karma trying to get crafty towards this outer lane. Royalty does spot it, as it will remain a 4-point game.
Royalty needs help. Right now, you got Moch and Remy with the same amount of kills combined. In fact, Royalty now has more kills than Moch and Remy combined. If one of those players starts to heat up, this is a closer game. If neither players do anything, well, this is going to be about 15-1 in favor of Optic Gaming.
So right now, Optic should show Allegiance how you have to play this side. They push up the drone. They're leaving it on the ground for right now. They're waiting to see if they can get engagement wins near this crate side inside Robo. Now they get 3. There's one final player they're searching for. He's now been spotted, and now Optic Gaming. Oh, but they never touched the drone. They didn't touch it, so it auto resets. Tough there for the green wall, but either way, they'll go into the half with the lead.
I was going to say, for Allegiance to do anything, they have to get past Formal, and he has been a brick wall at the top of the map. Everyone focused through the sub bay, where you have 3 players waiting for you. Great start here for Optic. They're up 2 games. They now lead by 4 entering the half.
You worry about Optic Gaming having slow starts on Friday. Right now, that is not the case. They're 5 minutes away from 3-0ing their first series of the CWL Atlanta Open. You talk about how Royalty needs help. Right now, they have been losing control of that close sub-bay area, of that Robo side. If they want any chance inside 2, this needs to be their home. They're sending Sinful here now, as he's going to look to clear this lane early on.
These opening gunfights going to be so key. Player number 4, that's Remy at the top of your mini-map, is going to be fighting against Karma. He wins the 2-piece fight there as Royalty helps him out. And now this is going to be the opening ALG needed. They have control of the middle of the map. Can they keep it?
But look at on your flank, it's Formal who pushed through that open lane again. Sinful gave it up, so that gives Formal the opportunity to now make a play towards middle. And just like that, Allegiance, where you thought they would get the drone into that inside area, it's now Formal in middle map just having a field day, gets a 3-piece there, he's on a 7 streak, and now Allegiance are just fighting from the back foot again.
Formal's working on those streaks as well, already has earned 2, not going to be able to secure his barrage. But I don't think streaks are really going to be needed so far for Optic Gaming. Crim6, Scump continuing to add to the scoreboard. Karma, he slowed down a little bit with the ERAD, but keep your eyes on him. He's the one applying the most pressure.
Yeah, it's now 21-14, about 1 more engagement win off of that active camo. One thing I do want to point out, Mochilla near double negative, Remy near double negative. Remy was basically double negative for that hard point as well, and here's Optic Gaming getting that second wave of kills that I talked about. Look at the spawns being forced out by Allegiance towards the top half of your minimap. That is a dunk for Optic Gaming, something Allegiance couldn't do for the entire 5 minutes of side 1. Just showing that they're just the better team right now.
And Scump is not going to be tricked there by Remy. Remy trying to flank, Scump hunts him down, finishes the kill, and he is just staying in their base, forcing these spawns out. Moch in the kill feed, showing up. Royalty there as well. ALG, they have a push, but like you said, they got to cycle out kills, and Scump is going for the backstab, picks up 2, looking for the drone carrier now.
I'm surprised they're not ready for that. They should know in communication that they're looking for Scump, who is in their base. No one turns around to watch that, so instead of what absolutely could have been a dunk for their team, it will only result in a 1. Still a 3-possession game at the moment, 3 minutes remaining, and you've got Camo ready to go for Karma. If Optic can get 2 more kills here, this should be enough.
I feel like Optic doesn't use their payloads, and they don't use their score streaks. They're like, we will save these for the worst case scenario.
Yeah, they just use them at the time that it's absolutely necessary.
Slowing things down is Optic. They got the 4-man defense set up after losing the last round of gunfights. Royalty's going to pick up 2. The grenade slowing things down as Crim6 and Formal hold strong. No score coming in. Moch, last man standing, going to get picked off. And now it's Optic on the offense. You have 2 lead blockers. That's going to be Scump working with Karma on the far right.
Even right there, 2 players for Optic Gaming spawned up. They didn't rotate back to try to help Crim6. Crim said, guys, I've got this. Go take middle map control. They go flying on up, and what does Crim do? He wins the gunfight he needs to, stopping another score for Allegiance. Now down to just 2 minutes left, and it still remains a 5-point lead for OG.
Moch outgunned again by Scump. Formal and Karma in the feed. They have taken control of the center, and it looks like Sin is going to be fighting for his life of sub. You've got 1:50 left, though. ALG, they can definitely mount the comeback here, Jack. That's just 3 dunks.
Absolutely still possible. On a map like Frost, you can rally this drone very quickly. The issue is a situation right like that. Not only does Optic Gaming clear out their base, but they wipe all 4 players dead in Allegiance. So any map positioning they had is gone. So what do Optic do? They drop the drone near middle. They go and look for slaying before they go for a score. Now, as they're beginning to get kills, you'll see them grab this drone yet again. They're moving it forward inch by inch. And that is just the pressure you want to put on as a team. Once they have peace of mind that they can move forward, that's when they focus towards the objective. A botched 1-point throw there, but at this point in the game, this one is basically done.
And can I just point out that Royalty is the best player statistically in the server right now? 31 kills,
yeah,
while his teammates are doing nothing. He is trying to backpack so hard right now, but Moch and Remy, they add up for less. Once again, it stays true from the first half to the second half. Neither of those players showed up in this series at all. It's now just 45 seconds away from an Optic Gaming victory. You look at the numbers, Jack, 28 kills coming in from Karma. Formal, great defense, solid offense as well with 27. And Krim and Scump, they've just kind of been playing that fill-in role.
Chris, 3 players on Allegiance in Sinful, Mochilla, and Remy combined for a negative 27 performance at this point. You cannot have that happen versus a team like Optic Gaming. This one is done.
Here come the score streaks. Formal calling them in. Krim getting it done with the K-bar. They know this one is done. Optic Gaming off to a terrible start in Vegas when it came to the groups. They are opening things up 1-0 as they sweep ALG on our main stage.
What a performance there for Optic Gaming. They'll start off their pools, as you mentioned, 1-0, this Group B matchup. Looking quite solid there, so 2 3-0s on the main stage to start the CWL Atlanta Open. You see FaZe do it against E6, and now Optic versus Allegiance. And Allegiance, they were very confident in themselves after that top 4 placing, but a lot of people were wondering, can they match it? That is not the start they wanted.
It's been a brutal start for ALG, but I won't be surprised if these guys totally bounce back. Optic Gaming, probably their toughest competition. Not saying that Splice is going to be much easier, but you look at Optic, this is definitely the more intimidating squad.
Yeah.
When you look at ALG, do they have what it takes to take out a team like Splice? Can they mount a comeback and potentially see themselves advancing to the winner's bracket?
I think they absolutely can. I think they match up a